YouTube viewers out there. It is Sebastian of Sebastian's Movie Game Time, and on episode 52, I'm going to be reviewing movies that I saw in theaters from 2004 to 2005. Um, so hello, and let's get started, shall we? First off, we have this is a 2004 movies that I saw in theaters. We have The Forgotten. It's about a woman who is shocked as she hears about her kid who have never been born after a disaster airplane accident. It's a psychological thriller movie. It stars Julianne Moore. I get The Forgotten 1 out of 3 stars. We have Harry Potter and the prisoner of Azkaban. About Harry Potter, Ron and Hermione has returned to Hogwarts for the third year, where who they believe that a mystery is surrounding prisoner has escaped from prisoner of Azkaban. Harry Potter and Prisoner of Azkaban. It stars Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, Emma Watson, Gary Oldman, Michael Gambon, and Alan Rickman. I give Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban 1 out of 3 stars. We have Christmas with the Cranks. It's about a married couple who plans to have a vacation without having Christmas with their neighbors after, after their daughter went on vacation. It stars Tim Allen, Jimmy Lee Curtis, Dan Aykroyd, Jake Busey, Tom Paulson, Emma Wash, Cheech Marin, and Austin Panna Tilden. I get Christmas with the Cranks 1 out of 3 stars. We have The Phantom of the Opera. It's about a young woman who has fallen for a man who is mysterious and who wears a mask as he seduces her into a world of opera music. It stars Gerard Butler, Emmy Rossum, Manny Driver, Patrick Wilson. This is Joe Schumacher's Phantom of the Opera. If you're wondering, I get the Phantom of the Opera 1 out of 3 stars. Spider-Man 2 is by Peter Parker. Spider-Man finds his personal life in trouble as he battles a new villain named Doc Ock. It stars Tobey Maguire, Kristen Dunst, James Franco, J.K. Simmons, and Alfred Molina. I guess Spider-Man 2, 1 out of 3 stars. We have a movie called Closer. It tells the story of different people. That's about breakup, lying, and and relationships. It stars Jude Law, Julia Roberts, Clive Owen, Natalie Portman. Um, I saw this movie Closer at the movie theater when it first came out because I have no idea what I had no idea what this Closer movie's about. I watched it, and I think for me, at the age of being 14 years old, when I saw this movie Closer, I did not know what the subject theme element was. Like, what is a breakup? Or what is lying and, cheating? I never knew all that subject themes when the first time I saw this movie. But I rewatched this movie Closer all these years later, and now I get it. I understand what is a breakup, what is a relationship, or what's cheating and lying. I know all that stuff now. But at the time when I saw this movie, I had no idea what the subject theme element was. But now I understand it now. So so I give I and it's a movie that I should have watched at that younger age because I wouldn't understand the movie. But watching it again all these years later, I come to realize what the subject element themes is about. Um, but yeah, it's definitely not a kid. It's definitely not a younger kid movie. Closer, it's a grown up adult movie. I give the Closer movie 1 out of 3 stars. We have Dodgeball, a true underdog story. It's about two different group of different. It's about two different group of team fitness gym employees who take part in the Holtz Barrel and Las Vegas tournament of dodgeball. It stars Ben Stiller, Vince Vaughn, Christine Taylor, Justin Long, and Rip Torn. I get dodgeball 1 out of 3 stars. We have Meet the Parents too. It's about Greg who takes his new family, including his new in-laws, to meet to to meet his own parents, where all hell breaks loose. It stars Ben Stiller, Robert De Niro, Dustin Hoffman, and Barbara Streisand. I can't Meet the Parents too. 1 out of 3 stars. We have The Grudge. It's about an American woman nurse who who works in Tokyo as she encounters an ancient evil spirit curse at this house. It stars Sarah Michelle Gellar. It's based on a remake Japanese or J movie called Jaewon or Joan. Um, I give the Grudge movie 1 out of 3 stars. We have 13 going on 30s by a teenage girl who invites who makes a wish on her birthday as she becomes like a businesswoman when she's in her 30s. Um, it stars Jennifer Garner, Mark Ruffalo, Judy Greer. I get 13 going on 30, 1 out of 3 stars. We have White Chicks. It's about two different on the two FBI agents going to cover to disguise as two white women as they infiltrate from a kidnapping plot or to stop kidnap plot. It stars Marlon Wayans, Sean Waynes, Jamie Keane, John Hurd, Jennifer Carpenter, and Terry Crews. Um, White Chicks, I give it 1 out of 3 stars. Harold Kumar Go to White Castle is about two guys named Harold and Kumar who spend the entire one night of crazy adventures as they must get through trying to get to their destination of going to White Castle to eat as many burgers or cheeseburgers that they want. It stars Cal Penn, John Chow, and Neil Patrick Harris. I give Hero Kumar Go to White Castle 1 out of 3 stars. We have Anacondas, The Hunt for the Blood Orchid. It's about a group of expedition team who encounter a giant large foot snake. It stars Mars Chestnut. I give Ana- I give Anacondas, The Hunt for the Blood Orchid 1 out of 3 stars. We have a movie called Ray. It tells a story about a singer a singer named Ray Charles, who will later on go on to become famous for his music soul songs. It stars Jimmy Fox, Kerry Washington, Regina King, and Terrence Howard. I give Ray 1 out of 3 stars. We have The Day After Tomorrow. It's about a father who goes on a journey from Washington to New York to save his son, who's trapped in New York City after a snowstorm or rainstorm blocks them in this building in New York City. It stars Dennis Quaid, Jake Gyllenhaal, J.L. Sanders, Ian Holm, and Emmy Rossum. I give Day After Tomorrow 1 out of 3 stars. We have a movie called Hero. It's about a warrior with no name who win. Hero's about a warrior man with no name as he's being brought up on charges that has been accused of. It stars Jet Li. I give Hero 1 out of 3 stars. We have Godsend. It's about a couple's son dies as they meet a doctor who grants them clone boy of their own son. It stars Greg Kinnear, Rebecca Romaine Stamos, Robert De Niro. Godsend, I give it 1 out of 3 stars. We have The Village. It's about a series of mysterious events spreading through the small remote village and its local residents. It stars Bryce Dallas Howard, Joaquin Phoenix, Sigourney Weaver, William Hurt, Adrian Brody, and Brendan Gleeson. I give The Village 1 out of 3 stars. We have The Chronicles of Riddick. It's about an anti-hero man named Riddick who finds himself caught in between wars. It stars Vin Diesel, Carl Urban, Danny Newton, and Keith David. It's a sequel to a Pitch Black movie. I give The Chronicles of Riddick 1 out of 3 stars. We have Man on Fire. It's about a bodyguard who seeks revenge, who shot at him, and who's kidnapped the girl that he was protecting. Um, it stars Denzel Washington, Rhoda Mitchell, Mark Anthony, Mickey Rourke, Christopher Walken, and Dakota Fanning. I give Man on Fire 1 out of 3 stars. We have a movie called Alexander, tells the story of King Alexander the Great as he lead his army and conquered the world. It stars Colin Farrell, Anthony Hopkins, Rosario Dawson, Angelina Jolie, Christopher Plummer, Jared Leto, and Val Kilmer. Alexander, I give it 1 out of 3 stars. We had The Stafford Wives. It's about a married couple who, along with their kids, move to a suburban neighborhood where they discover something sinister going on. It stars Nicole Kidman, Matthew Broderick, Bette Midler, Christopher Walken, um, Faith Hill, John Lovitz, and Glenn Close. I give The Stafford Wives 1 out of 3 stars. We have a movie called Walking Tall. It's about a soldier who comes back to his hometown where he discovers that his town has been overrun by by a corrupt businessman as he must stop him. It stars Dwayne Johnson. Oh, actually, it stars The Rock, Ashley Scott, Johnny Knoxville, Kristen Wilson, and Neil McDonough. I give Walking Tall 1 out of 3 stars. We had the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. It's a four-large movie about SpongeBob SquarePants and Patrick the Starfish, who must get the king's crown back after it was stolen. It stars the voice talents of Tom Kenny. I give the SpongeBob SquarePants movie 1 out of 3 stars. We have the whole 10 yards. It's about a supposed dead hitman, Jimmy the Tulip, gets brought back after a dentist named Oz who asks for his help to get his wife who was kidnapped by the mob. It's a sequel to the whole 9 yards movie. It stars Bruce Willis, Matthew Perry, Amanda Peet, Natasha Hessridge, Kevin Pollak. I give the whole 10 yards one. Well, I give the whole 10 yards 2 out of 3 stars. We have Seed of Chucky. It's about serial killers dolls. Chucky and Tiffany find out that they have a child as all three of them start stalking a famous Hollywood actress named Jennifer Tilly. It stars Jennifer Tilly, Redman, John Waters, and the voice talents of Brad Dourif as Chucky and Jennifer Tilly as Tiffany. I give Seed of Chucky 1 out of 3 stars. We have Ocean's 12. It's about Danny Ocean and his team who go to Amsterdam to pull off one more high to pull off another heist job until they find out that there's someone else who's trying to beat Danny Ocean and his team. It stars George Clooney, Matt Damon, Brad Pitt, Don Cheadle, Andy Garcia, Casey Affleck, Elliot Gould, Carl Reiner, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Bernie Mac, and Julia Roberts. I give the whole Tanya. I give Ocean's 12 2 out of 3 stars. We had the first Hellboy. It's about a demon who was raised after being rescued from the Nazis. As he grows up to become a defender, it must defeat creatures. It stars Ron Perlman, Sam Blair, Doug Jones, John Hurt. I give the first Hellboy movie 2 out of 3 stars. We have Without a Paddle. It's about it's about 3 friends who go on a road trip to find after the death of their best friend. As the 3 friends counter two drug dealers and a mysterious stranger. It stars Seth Green, Matthew Lillard, Jack Shepard, Ethan Serberly, and Burt Reynolds. I give Rosetta Paddle 2 out of 3 stars. Okay, that would do it for the 2004 movies. Now we come to movies of 2005. We have War of the Worlds. It's about a father who takes his son, to a night with their mother, who's visiting her parents' house as they must survive through invasion disasterness. It stars Tom Cruise, Dakota Fanning, and Tim Robbins. I give War of the Worlds 1 out of 3 stars. We have Munich. It's about 5 guys who are who who are to find and kill the people who are responsible for the 1972 um, Olympic massacre. It stars Eric Bana and Dana Craig. I give Munich 1 out of 3 stars. We have Walk the Line, tells a story about music legend Johnny Cash of how he met June Carter and rose to fame. It stars Walking Phoenix, Reese Witherspoon. I give Walk the Line 1 out of 3 stars. Guess Who is about an African American woman who takes her white boyfriend to meet her family. To her father, who doesn't notice that his daughter's boyfriend it's a white guy. It's kind of a remake to a movie called Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, but this was called Guess Who. It stars Bernie Mac, Austin Kutcher, and Zoe Saldana. I give the Guess Who movie 1 out of 3 stars. We have Four Brothers. It's about 4 guys who are brothers who seek revenge on the people who killed their adopted mother, starring Mark Wahlberg, Andre 3000 Benjamin, Tyrese Gibson, Garrett Hedlund, Sophia Vergara, Taraji P. Henson, and Terrence Howard. It's a John Singleton movie who did Four Brothers. I give Four Brothers 1 out of 3 stars. We have The Rain 2. It's about a woman named Rachel and her son from the first Rain film are back as they counter more evil spirits that's followed them. It stars Naomi Watts, Simon Baker, Stacey Spacek, Elizabeth Perkins, Emily Van Camp, and Gary Cole. I give The Rain 2 1 out of 3 stars. We had the Amityville Horror. It's about a married couple and their kids as they move into a house that is that know that's that's possessed by evil demonic evil forces after they move into the large house. It's a remake to the original classic, the Amityville Horror. It stars Ryan Reynolds before he was Deadpool, Melissa George, Jimmy Bennett, Philip Baker Hall, Coley Grace Moritz, and Rachel Nichols. I get the Amityville Horror remake 1 out of 3 stars. Lord of War is about an arms dealer who's a sales weapon as he sells to other arm dealers till he meets and teams up with until an Interpol agent is on his trail. It stars Nicolas Cage, Jared Leto, Ethan Hawke, Bridget Monahan, Bridget Monahan, and Ian Holm. I give Lord of War 1 out of 3 stars. We have Are We There Yet as a sequel. No, I'm sorry. Are We There Yet is about a man who's takes the 2 kids to who meets a woman until a woman tells him as about a man who tells a woman that what if he delivers her 2 kids to her where she works as the man and the woman's 2 kids go on a road trip. It stars Ice Cube, Nia Long, Jay Moore, MC Gainey, and Tracy Morgan. Are we there yet? I give it 1 out of 3 stars. All right, we have we have Kingdom of Heaven. It's about a man who travels to Jerusalem during the 19th century as he finds himself a defender to protect the people of the city. It stars Orlando Bloom, Eva Green, Jeremy Irons, um, and Liam Nielsen. I give the Kingdom of Heaven 1 out of 3 stars. We have Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It's about a man named Arthur who goes off on a trip to another planet. It stars Martin Freeman, Sam Rockwell, and Zoe Deschanel. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I give it 1 out of 3 stars. We had the Dukes of Hazzard movie. It's about two brothers who call it's about two guys called the Hazard brothers as they must stop a corrupt businessman named Boss Hogg from taking over their family's house, their parents' house. It stars Johnny Knoxville, Sean William Scott, Jessica Simpson, um, and Burt Reynolds, Willie Nielsen. I give the Dukes of Hazzard movie 1 out of 3 stars. We have Dominion, prequel to Exorcist. It's a prequel after the first Exorcist beginning movie. As it first, it's about Father Merrin from the first Exorcist to beginning. Counters his first counters with a demon called Pazuzu in East Africa. It stars Stellan Skarsgård. I get a Dominion prequel to The Exorcist 1 out of 3 stars. We have Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. It's about Anakin Skywalker who slowly gets seduced by the evil Sith Lord, where Anakin, where he becomes Darth Vader. Um, it stars Hayden Christensen, Ewan McGregor, Natalie Portman, Samuel Jackson, Jimmy Smits, Frank Oz, and Christopher Lee. Um, One thing about this Star Wars third movie, I saw the Star Wars third movie like in theaters, and then when they when Anakin inside the Vader outfit is on the operating table, and the helmet goes on his head, and you hear that little pressure sound, and just that one moment when you hear Vader when you hear Darth Vader starts breathing after the helmet attaches to his head, onto his head, and you hear that breathing sound. Everybody, everybody in my feeder house was completely. Everybody was clapping and they were cheering because they all like the Darth Vader character, so they were happy to see that. And yeah, it was like. But at the same time, the Star Wars third movie, Revenge of the Sith, it's a very very sad. Uh, it's a very sad Star Wars movie at the same time. Um, I guess Star Wars Episode 3, 1 out of 3 stars. We had Cheaper by Dozen too. It's it's about the entire Baker family who are back from the first Cheaper by Dozen remake movie as they go on vacation trip to a lakeside resort where they meet up with another family with 8 children. It stars Steve Martin, Bonnie Hunt, Hilary Duff, Tom Welling, Piper Perbro, Carmen Electra, Jamie King, Taylor Lautner, Allison Stone, Morgan York, and Eugene Levy. I get Cheaper by Dozen too. 1 out of 3 stars. We have The Exorcism of Emily Rose. It's about a lawyer who takes on a homicide case that involves a woman. Actually, that involves a priest who performed an an exorcism on a young girl named Emily Rose. It stars Tom Wilkinson, Laura Linney, Campbell Scott, and Jennifer Carpenter. This is like an early Jennifer Carpenter before she went on to play Deborah Morgan and the Dexter TV show, and then other movies the the first Quarantine movie. Well, Jennifer Carpenter, this is like one of her early film roles. I give The Exorcism of Emily Rose 1 out of 3 stars. We have The Man is about an agent who is about an agent who teams up with the car salesman who gets mistaken by an arms dealer. It stars Samuel Jackson, Eugene Levy, Miguel Ferrer, and Anthony Mackie. I give The Man 1 out of 3 stars. We have The Cave. It's about a team of 5 scientists must survive a deadly water creature that's hidden inside the cave. It stars Cole Hauser, Mars Chestnut, Lena Headey, and Piper Perbro. I give the Cave movie 1 out of 3 stars. We have Triple X, State of the Union. It's a sequel to the first Triple X movie that stars Vin Diesel. It's about a new Triple X agent who flees from prison as he must stop a plot that involves a prison agent assassination and a plot. It stars Ice Cube, Scott Speedman, Exhibit, Samuel Jackson, and Willem Dafoe. I get Triple X State of the Union, um, 1 out of 3 stars. We have Racing Stripes. It's about a zebra whose dreams of becoming a racehorse as he enlists the help from other barnyard animals. It stars Bruce Greenwood, Hayden Panettiere, along with the voice talents of Frankie Muniz, David Spade, Steve Harvey, Snoop Dogg, Mindy Moore, Michael Clark Dunklin, Joe Plantiano, Whoopi Goldberg, Marco Rosenbaum, and Dustin Hoffman. I give Racing Stripes 1 out of 3 stars. We have Son of Mask. Oh my god. I don't know why. I don't know why I saw this movie at the theater. Son of the Mask is a sequel, well, supposed sequel to the first Mask movie that starred Jim Carrey and Cameron Diaz. But obviously, this second Mask movie, Son of the Mask. It's not like the first Mask movie. I don't know why I saw this second movie at the movie theater. At the theater, I really hate myself for watching a second Mask movie. Oh my goodness. Um, it's about a cartoonist who finds a mask and he puts it as he becomes a masked hero. It stars Jimmy Kennedy for some reason, Alan Cumming, Ben Stein, and Bob Hoskins. Oh man, I regret I regret for not watching this movie in theaters if I had, but I don't know why I saw this movie. I really hate myself for watching this movie at the theater. It's really, really not a good sequel, to be honest. I give this Son of the Mask 1 out of 3 stars. We have King Kong. It's about a film producer who gathers up a crew of team as they set out to Skull Island, where they encounter King Kong, the ruler of Skull Island. It stars Adrian Brody, Jack Black, Naomi Watts, and Andy Serkis. I give Peter Jackson's King Kong 1 out of 3 stars. We have Batman Begins. It's about a billionaire named Bruce Wayne who becomes Batman. Who wants to stop a villain named Jonathan Crane, aka the Scarecrow. It stars Christian Bale, Morgan Freeman, Michael Caine, Cillian Murphy, Katie Holmes, Gary Oldman, Ricker Howard, Tom Wilkinson, and Liam Nielsen. I give Batman Begins 2 out of 3 stars. We have Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. It's about Harry Potter and his friends and their first year at the Hogwarts school as Harry finds himself in a dangerous game that involves two rival schools. It stars Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, Emma Watson, Ralph Fiennes. This is Ralph Fiennes' first time as the Lord Voldemort character. And Robert Pattinson before he did the Twilight and before he played the Batman. I gave Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire 2 out of 3 stars. Okay, that would do it for my movie reviews that I saw in theaters from 2004 to 2005. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe, and you get new content those Mondays. Thank you for watching episode 52, and I'll see all of you at the movie.